do want to get through some content. So the next part to this is then, because you want to, I think, get a feel for not just the idea. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's dry, but there's also all the kind of stories related to the business. And I feel like when I was in your seat, I just appreciated hearing like real stories of how it was. So we got together, we had this idea, 2 of us were at BYU, 1 of us was at Princeton, and so the first question we had was, where do we get together? We kind of have to be in the same room as we're building this site and business. And so we decided on Provo. We had a stronger network here. There's tremendous talent here. I can tell you, we've hired, since we've started 5 Harvard MBAs, and our BYU undergrads, and this is not diminishing a Harvard MBA, they're fabulous, all the people we've hired, but our BYU grads are on par. They're fabulous. In different ways probably, but they're fabulous. Have one now who just relocated to Beijing. He is really playing a critical role on our team out there. His Chinese is awesome. My whole team in China, of course, is wondering, like, how does this guy speak such good Chinese? I'm like, well, it's this thing I can't talk to you about because, freedom of religion and things. But it's amazing. His attention to detail, his discipline each day to work, his language, can really hang. So where was I going with that? Okay, to where our business was. So we then come to Utah, and then it's sort of like, okay, we have this idea, but we need to build it. And we needed some real engineering to happen. We had to put money into the business. So we make a decision, all of us, to leave what we were doing. In my case, that was leaving another company that I had going. The other guys, one of them left school, so we all leave and commit totally to what we're doing. And then we commit financially. So you'll hear this term, skin in the game, like having some skin in the game, putting some money into the company. So each of the founders put in a certain chunk of money. Each of our first 4 employees, we asked them to put in $25,000 apiece. So before we even got this thing going, we had about 200 grand that we could work with. Now part of it, you may say, well, if I just have this idea, I can't go put together 200,000, let alone maybe $2,000 today. I don't think that's the most important thing. It definitely helped us, though. Part of it was we were young. Nobody was living like the life then. We all drove modest cars. Like, we all socked away money. With other businesses we had, we never lived like a lavish lifestyle, and that played to our advantage when the Zinch opportunity came, right? Had other businesses, sort of were thoughtful with it, and one of the books I have, I think addresses this well. There's a lot of ways to run your business. I've seen companies who like to have a fancier office, and sometimes that makes sense if you're dealing with a clientele that's kind of high-end. We like to be really lean. There's another book I have called The Lean Startup that I think talks about some of these things, but we got the cheapest office space in Provo, painted it, made it as cool as we could, brought in a guy to do some fun graffiti. I mean, it was a fun startup environment, but it was dirt cheap, right? We were working for free, so for the first year of the company, we didn't take a dime out, for salary. And that's how we got this. So we bootstrapped our business to a certain point.